Hello guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So I am home from Denmark. Oh, by the way, because I keep getting comments about this, I am Danish, but I live in Scotland. So when I say home from Denmark, it means that I'm home in Scotland. But when I say that I'm going home, it means I'm going home to Denmark. I know it's a little bit confusing, but I'm Danish, by the way, so there you go, because I've gotten a lot of comments about that while I've been gone, so I thought I would just, throw it out there. I am actually Danish, but anyways, so I am home from Denmark, and while I've been gone, a new pack has been announced, and pretty much also released. I came home right after the embargo for the Game Changers yesterday, so that was about 10 minutes past 4 or something UK time. So of course I did not have the time to have anything ready at embargo because I wasn't home yet. So that's why you haven't seen an overview or anything from me. No other reason for that is just because I was not home at embargo. But if you want to see an overview from me, definitely let me know. I completely understand if you don't because everyone else has already done them. So there's quite a lot of overviews out there by now, and I totally get that. Maybe seeing another one is not the most exciting thing to watch, but let me know if that's something you want to see, and I can definitely have a look at it later today. But I decided to just jump into an apartment actually, so I figured after going through some of these items, I figured that a lot of it looked or would look really nice in an apartment. I feel like it's more of like an apartment kind of vibe for the furniture style. I'm not saying you can't use this kind of furniture in a house, of course, but for me, I felt like this would just kind of fit an apartment. So I've used quite a lot of it throughout this apartment. I've definitely not used all of it because some of it is also very specific to photography studios or photo studios. Well, how do you say that? Studios? I don't know. So it doesn't really fit into this apartment, also because this apartment is actually quite small. We're building in one of the very small ones in the fashion district, so I didn't really have a lot of space. I also didn't want to turn this into like a photographer's apartment. I just wanted it to be very stylish basically, so it's not for a photographer necessarily. It's just for someone who apparently really likes themselves. You'll see this later on, by the way, because I was having some fun with the photo studio later on, and I took some pictures of my playtester sim, who's called Faye, by the way, Faye Daniels, and I decided to put them up on the wall here to use the new photo frames that are pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really checked into or looked into any of the photography stuff in the pack. I've basically just gone through the cast items and also the build buy items, and that's about it. I used the photo studio just quickly. I was having some issues figuring out how to use the photo frames, but I think I figured it out by the end. So you'll definitely see some pictures in those frames up on the wall here on the left. But yeah, we're using a fair amount of stuff from the new pack. As you can see, the wallpaper here is new. The wallpaper in the bedroom is also new. The coffee table, the 3-seater couch, and also the end side table, and also the lamp. I do end up using or moving this light right there over to the dining area instead, because I feel like if you're sitting on the couch and you're looking at the TV, they're kind of in the way. So I figured they'd fit better over by the dining table instead. I did have to size them down once because they're definitely not meant for the shortest wall height. I think either medium or tall walls would be just fine for that light, but they definitely are a little bit too long for the shortest wall height, so I had to move them elsewhere so they wouldn't block the TV. But I do think they're pretty cool, so I had to use them somewhere at least. But other than that, what else am I using from the new pack? I think I use there is a chair that fits the 3-seater couch. I don't remember if there's also a 2-seater couch to go with the 3-seater or if it's just the chairs. It might just be the chairs, to be honest. I don't remember seeing a 2-seater, but I could be wrong about that, so don't take my word for it. Like I said, I basically just went through the items very quickly and then I jumped straight into doing this apartment for you guys. So I don't remember everything, but I do remember a fair amount of it. A lot of it is it's made with a photographer in mind. So you have the photo studio, the backdrop, there are some lights and also a tripod, a camera, and some other stuff. There's some decor. Actually, some of the decor or the decor does remind me of like bands, which is a little bit weird. There's a gearbox or whatever they're called. I don't remember what they're called, but I know my boyfriend is a drummer, so he has one of those. It's in the cupboard downstairs, so I've seen it before. And there are speakers too, and I'm like, are they gonna add a band at some point? I feel like it would be weird to add that kind of stuff in a separate stuff pack and then add the band in maybe an expansion pack. I feel like that would kind of fit into university maybe or something. I'm not really sure, but it definitely reminded me of bands, I want to say. So I'd be very excited if they ended up adding bands to The Sims 4. Like that's one of my, I actually think I mentioned this to the team themselves. I'd love to see like a proper band set up for my Sims, because so far we only have guitars and keyboards and also a piano, but I would love a drum kit and also a bass and just have the whole thing, because we also have microphones, I forgot. But like, yeah, we just need the bass and the drum kit, and that's about it. Could you imagine how annoying it would be if your Sims had a drum kit and they would constantly play on it? It would be so loud. But I would love that for the game. So anyways, not talking about future content right now, we're talking about the Moschino Stuff Pack. So I don't know if it's because it's a stuff pack and it's been a while since we got a stuff pack, and I don't really know what it is, but I see a lot of negativity around the stuff pack. While I do agree with some of it, I definitely love to see more cast items, considering it is a collaboration with a fashion house. Like, there's not a whole lot of cast items in there. There's nothing for children, nothing for toddlers. There's only a couple of tops for females and a couple of pants, for example. I would have loved to see just a few more items. That would have been great. I do like the hairstyles that we got. We did get the oop hairstyle, which is a little bit funny. I think that's the first time I've ever said that out loud, by the way. But anyways, yeah, that's a bit of a funny one. I don't know if it's actually inspired by that or whatever, if it's just a coincidence, but I was really happy to see that here. I do like it quite a lot. It's very fashionable. So, and yeah, since it's a collaboration with Moschino, of course, some of the stuff is gonna be a little bit weird. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but that counts for Moschino as well. Moschino does, in case you guys don't know much about Moschino, Moschino is a fashion house that generally just likes to have fun with fashion. So you see a lot of graphic prints on their clothing in general. So not graphic in the sort of horror movie kind of way, but graphic in the more comic book kind of way, I want to say. It's also very colorful. It's just a lot of fun, but it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. Like, personally, I hope my randomized townies are not gonna be generated wearing those clothes, because I feel like that kind of clothing fits very specific Sims, so I'd rather choose who wears it. It's the same with the Vampire Game Pack clothing. It doesn't really fit everyone, but yet the randomized townies definitely end up wearing a lot of that stuff quite often. But I don't know, I think this collaboration is fun. I would have loved to see more cast items and probably more usable items as well in like furniture wise, but I think generally it's a lot of fun. I also don't understand why I'm seeing so many people compare it to my first pet stuff pack, because it's a completely different situation. You don't need Get Famous or City Living or anything for any of the stuff in this pack to work. It's a stuff pack on its own. Sure, there's some things lacking here and there. Then again, like I said before, I haven't actually looked into the photographer career because it's bugged right now, or at least I think I mentioned that. If I didn't, sorry. So I haven't had the chance to look into that, but as for the stuff in the stuff pack, I would have loved to see just a little bit more, but the things that we did get are pretty cool, some of it at least. So anyways, I hope you guys like this apartment. You can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye! Be free like a summer night.
hiding away. What an alibi. But I'm glad you're here.